Hey everyone, welcome to Citizens in Recovery. This is the first launch of Citizens in Recovery. You're probably wondering, what is this? And so I want to tell you a little bit about it. I started out just trying to figure out, we've got this addiction epidemic going on in our country right now and really around the world. And an opiate epidemic that is killing our children. And, I work in the treatment field. I work with a lot of people, and there are probably a lot of you that know who I am from the past, from my using days, as well as from the present time, working with me, or kind of in between, knowing me in recovery. So this is just an effort that I've decided to take on myself. To what I've noticed is you always see a lot of these celebrities and public figures that go out and they're promoting, trying to create awareness about addiction. And I love that. I think it's great because it opens up a conversation for people to either join the cause or get involved, etc. But a lot of times I don't think that the everyday average Joe can relate to a celebrity. They don't know what this, what's really going on in that person's life, what are their motives behind this, etc. So I thought maybe an ordinary average guy like myself could create a platform where we could start to talk about addiction. I'm not going to be the only person on this because people would just hang up quickly. But what I'm going to do is I am going to be traveling around. I'm going to be going to different treatment centers, talking to experts in the field. I am not a clinician. I work in the field. I have run treatment centers. I've done a little bit of everything. And I'm very passionate about this. And I'm trying to figure out a way that we can start to create a dialogue as citizens to express either what's going on with us in our own recovery, or just to learn about recovery, just to learn about addiction, how it comes about with somebody. I mean, when I grew up, I was the perfect kid. I was an athlete. I was doing all kinds of great things. I had so much potential, and things went the wrong way. And there's a reason for that, and I want to have a conversation about that. And I want to help people to see that there is an opportunity to get help. There's an opportunity to learn why your son is doing the things the way he does them, why he started doing those things, what this is all about. So I think the more we can get people involved, maybe you don't want to get involved. Maybe you just want to sit and watch what's going on here. Maybe you do want to be somebody that speaks on here and maybe has something that they want to talk about. I'm more than happy to have you on here. I will come to you, okay? But really, yeah, I just wanted to create this platform where we could talk about our experiences, where we can start to try to remove this stigma that everybody talks about. A lot of these words that we talk about with addiction end up becoming cliches. And it's really unfortunate because I want us to be able to have an open conversation about addiction and about recovery and about mental health. And what does that all mean? And how do we navigate through that in our everyday lives? Because here's the thing, the waiter at the restaurant that you're talking to is an addict. The clerk at the grocery store is an addict. Your lawyer is an addict. The CEO of major Fortune 500 companies is an addict. It doesn't discriminate. So what's happening is we have put up this definition of what an addict is, and the addicts are walking among us. And I really want us to be able to have that discussion and be able to talk about what it feels like as an addict struggling in life, whether it's in recovery or whether it's without the drugs, you know? And if you don't want to talk about it, then just keep tuning in. I'm going to try to do this once a week. I'm going to try to do this with somebody new, with experts in the field that really understand addiction. And then what I want to do is I want to take their definitions and their explanations, and I want to break it down for the simple human being like myself. The guy who's just saying, what the hell are these doctors saying? Because I think one of the problems with understanding addiction is that, especially in our field, in the treatment field, is we start to talk all clinical, and we start to talk about different modalities of treatment and ways to treat each other. And the everyday guy who's just trying to make a living doesn't understand what that means. So that's been my approach. And I'm thinking, you know, Facebook has over 1 billion people using it. There are over 100,000 people logging into Facebook every day and checking things out. And this is a great platform to start talking about something that is killing people every day. And if you want to join, if you want to be a part of this, I would love to have you. If you want to just watch, that's great too. But something different needs to happen because too many people are dying, and I want people to get involved. And I want to talk about this. And I'm willing to tell my story. I'm willing to talk about my struggles in addiction as well as in recovery. I've been clean and sober for 23 years, and my life is not perfect. You know, life goes on. And I think to the normal person out there, are those out there? And I don't know. But I think that to the average person out there who doesn't know anything about addiction, they start to think that everybody has problems and that's just a part of life, you know? But to the addict, the whole idea behind addiction is that they're running from those problems through their usage, whatever that might be, you know, and to be able to create a new perception of that is really what my goal is. And to take the clinical jargon and to make it more simple, I think is really what we should do. And one of the things that I really want to do is, you know, if I see there are just a few people on here, thank you for joining. There was this old Wella Balsam commercial a long time ago. It was this shampoo, and it's this woman, and she says, you know, I was using this shampoo and I told 2 friends, and they told 2 friends, and they told 2 friends, and so on and so on. And that's kind of the way I see this thing. If we can start to share this and we can start to get the word out as this grows, a lot more people are going to be impacted, and a lot more people are going to want to understand what this is all about. And I think the more we can diversify what we're talking about and how we're talking about it, the more we can get people to start realizing that this stigma about addiction and what the addict looks like is not true. And we can start to break down those walls, and we can start to open up the conversation. So that's really what my goal is. Maybe I'm crazy. I mean, I know I'm a little crazy, and I know some of you know I'm a little crazy, but oh well. Anyways, so and here's the other thing. You know, we have a lot of addiction networks or treatment networks on Facebook. So I've invited all my friends that work in the field to join this, but I've also invited all of my friends that have no idea about what I do, or maybe know what I do, maybe just know me from the past. So I'm trying to open this up to anybody. so that they can get involved in whatever manner. Because if they can sit here and listen for just a little while and understand what I'm trying to do here, maybe they'll learn something. Maybe they'll pick up the phone and they'll call about their son. They'll call about themselves. They'll call about their grandmother. And then I can help them, you know? And then the more people get involved here, the more they can help people, especially the ones that work in this field. So that's really the idea. I mean, and this is growing. I'm open to suggestions. I'm open to other ideas on how we can grow this, because I think this is a platform that nobody is using. And this could become a movement, you know, because we're having a lot of trouble right now in our field with working with the government, working with the leaders in our country who are trying to make changes to treating the addictions field or treating the opiate addiction epidemic. And I think there's a new way to do this. And I think the more we can get the average citizen involved in just understanding this a little bit more, the better chance we're gonna have. So I'm gonna leave it up to you guys. If you guys wanna get involved, great. Let's figure it out. You know, I haven't seen anybody else doing anything like this, and I just thought this would be a great idea. And I'm gonna bring a lot more pretty faces to look at than mine, and actually smarter people to really articulate this a little bit better. So hopefully you'll enjoy that too. But thanks guys for joining. I appreciate it. And let's see what we can do. Hopefully it'll work. If not, you know, we tried. And, you know, I'm putting my neck out on the line, showing people maybe how stupid I am, maybe how crazy I am, or maybe how brilliant I am. I don't know. That will be determined. So have a great night. New week is beginning. And I love you guys. Thank you.